Should I go grab a copy of the book?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm gonna grab a copy.
if you want to.
Yeah.
And then also if you have because we're live right now, like when you were saying it. But you could do you have a link of your book?
At Amazon. Yeah. Yep. I have the link. You want me to
Yeah, because
send that to you?
yeah, because I mean you can actually put it on the broadcast. I'm gonna kind of lead into that. We're already on it, but you got it right now. It was that quick, huh? Okay, but
Okay.
anyway,
Yeah, I have the book.
thank you so much, Destiny, for lending us your time, for lending us yourself, and just giving us the opportunity to receive what you have to offer. So your screen kind of just went black. Um,
Okay.
okay, there we are. We are back. So if you don't mind, I do have some questions that I wanted to ask you before we start talking about your book, The Words of My Soul.
Okay.
So yes, I was when I first talked to you, I asked you about your relationship status. And so are you engaged or are you just in a long-term relationship?
So I'm in a long-term relationship. I refer to him as my husband.
Okay.
But as far as being officially married,
Mhm.
as far as paperwork shows, no.
Right. Okay, so you guys are married in your heart. And it's been like that for 5 years. You guys been together for 5 years.
Yes.
So is it the 10-year-old you mentioned earlier? Is she the child that you all had together?
No, she would be his stepdaughter.
Okay, stepdaughter. Okay, so are you someone who believes in marriage?
I do. Yes.
Okay, do you all want to get married or are you all okay in the situation that you're in?
We're okay in the situation we're in. I feel when everything just organic. So
Uh-huh.
when the circumstances lead into the paperwork versus
Mm-hmm.
that, of course, I'm not opposed to it
Mm-hmm.
at all. It's just more so I'm a natural mover and thinker. I
Mm-hmm.
just believe that things should happen organically.
Right,
And
right,
when you
right.
have that solid foundation, you have that,
Mm-hmm.
then everything else, it makes it easier.
Right. And I was just asking because some people like they do believe in marriage in their heart. They don't necessarily believe in the paperwork because they don't think the paperwork defines them. So that's why I was just trying to get a more clear understanding. So when did you meet him?
I met him in June of 2016, June 25th, 2016. More so April on a dating site. And then I saw him in person June 25th.
And what was something that really piqued your interest in him once you met him in person?
We just had automatic chemistry, great substance and conversations, higher consciousness and thinking and discussions and just life and vision and goals. We're both silly. So, of course, that helps, the ability to make each other laugh and just be able to be a support system and love each other through our flaws. Um, we developed a great friendship.
Okay.
I think that was important. And just to more so piggyback of what you were saying, when people,
Hmm.
you said some people believe that, marriage in your heart. I don't know if
Hmm.
you know the story of Will Smith and
Hmm.
Jada Smith, but that was the thing with them. She didn't want the whole marriage thing. It was just like,
Okay.
we're already married. We don't need the paperwork. This is already my husband, and that's why she
Okay.
fought it so much. But I
Hmm.
mean, it is what it is. But she said they don't even. It's they were already married to her in her heart.
Right. So that's kind of your situation too. It's just it's not really a big deal.
Yeah,
Oh.
no, not at
Okay.
all.
All right. But do you do see a future for paper?
Oh,
Um
absolutely,
okay, great.
absolutely.
So when you said you both had a higher consciousness, a conscience like the same mindset at a higher level, what were those things specifically that you all connected on?
Um, we just okay. So you know how they have the different class, like the low class, middle class, upper class, and
Mhm.
I feel like the pandemic, for example, you know, is a situation that's happening that presents you can either go up. It's all about your mindset, the way that you think about things, the way that you can adapt and learn new things, right? So you can
Mhm.
either you, but that middle class is gonna split. So you're either gonna go up here and elevate your mind to the possibilities of vision, your manifest, you know, because
Mhm.
everything, I believe in the law of attraction, you know,
Right, right.
or
Mhm.
if you have this defeated mindset, you know what
Right.
I mean, you're either going to be here. We were both like up there, like,
Right.
man, you know, had the vision, the plan, the strategy, and the willingness to cooperate with one another, the willingness for me to allow him to lead, you know, um,
Mhm.
and and be confident enough to follow, but have the
Right.
resources should I need to lead, you know, just things of that nature. We're both on that same level.
Okay, I got you. So what was one of the most difficult parts in your relationships that you all had to overcome?
I would say the most difficult was when he had to go overseas. It was
Mm.
difficult developing something and then trusting that the distance between us would, that our chemistry and everything that we had put into it was going to help us get through not being able to see each other for, it was like over like a year and 3 months basically.
And he's in the
uh,
military or
yeah. Yeah.
okay. And you knew that before actually beginning dating him. Well, after you
Yeah,
all
actually we had a
Mhm.
situation where 2 months, 2 months, 3 months in, he
Mhm.
potentially had to go out, and I'm like, oh no, I'm like, I finally found, this is like perfect now. And what happened was he ended up finding a position where he didn't have to go overseas
Okay.
at that time. So we had the opportunity to build. So
Right.
at the time when he did have to leave, which was what, 2019, we
Mhm.
were, our relationship, we were prepared for it. You know, we were
Right.
prepared for it. um I believe that he was probably used to a certain way of how things would go based on his past, like, oh, I move
Mhm.
and, you know, you whatever,
Yeah.
but we were just different. I was his first reference, you know, and he was mine
You his first what now?
reference
Oh, your
of
first
like
reference.
consistency, you know what I mean?
Yes. And I know that has to be difficult with long distance relationships. I know there's a lot of women I spoke to, their husbands are truck drivers and they have to be gone
Oh
for 3 weeks, you know, three
yeah.
weeks at a time. So the fact that yours was gone for like a year and a half, you said?
A year and 3 months.
A 3 year, 3 months, that has to be tough. So what are some of the things that you were able to learn within that time of separation?
I learned patience.
Okay.
I learned the importance of self growth, self evaluation,
Hmm.
making sure that you know, I had grown individually.
Right.
Um, being, you know, being separate from someone, it
Hmm.
makes you either understand the value of that person and, you know,
Hmm.
okay, this is definitely what I want, or that separation could make you be like, you know, man, I really don't need this. And
Yes, that's
through
so
every,
true.
yeah, and through everything, I realized, you know, there were certain things that needed to be removed from, you know, from my miss, individually, as
Hmm.
his as well.
Right.
And but the separation helped us, like, man, I don't really want this around me. I want this around me, but I don't need this around me. So it kind of gave us an opportunity to really decide what it is that we wanted, you know, from each other and outside of that. So
Right.
it was
I find,
it
yeah,
was a
pretty
good
good.
thing.
Yes, because I myself, back in 2019, before the pandemic happened, my husband traveled a lot for work, and
Hmm.
probably like sometimes 3 days every weekend, 3 days at a time, or so. But I actually began to embrace it. Probably something that you did as well, and I found that it was healthy for our relationship. This
Yeah,
time of
it really was.
separation, right, is healthy because after you're with somebody every day, like it's just like you want to make sure they miss you again. Right.
Yeah, 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 absolutely.
Right, bringing that spice. So is in this time, because I was reading your bio, tell me if you can still see me. Can you still see me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, it says in 2019, she started the Destiny Unfiltered movement in order to empower her audience to live in their truth, regardless of what opinions others may have about it. She also created a YouTube channel, a Destiny Unfiltered podcast, and started a blog called Unisex Central in order to expand her creativity in an unfiltered written form that allows her to connect with both men and women. So when you mentioned 2019, you mentioned something about that concerning your relationship. I guess he was about to move and then he found something else. That was the same time that you began to your Destiny was a Destiny Unfiltered project. The
Yeah,
movie.
so the first
Hmm.
time around the time that he was going to go overseas was 2016. The
Hmm.
second time, the final time when he actually did go, yeah, was
Yeah.
2019. So that's more so me discovering myself and
Yes.
getting out there and okay, taking risks as far as building legacy,
Right. It
getting
gave you an
building legacy.
opportunity. And I kind
Yeah.
of want to one by one, I want to know about the Destiny Unfiltered movement. If you could talk a little bit about that.
So the Destiny Unfiltered movement, it's basically encouraging people to live in their truth. To if you have something to say, just go ahead and say it. If you have, you're fulfilling your purpose. Don't have restrictions or limitations on yourself based on, man, if I say this, what if I say the wrong thing, or
That's so
what if
true.
someone hears, if you're sharing an experience, it's from your path. What if someone hears this? What will they think? And I
Mm,
learned, your experiences are your experiences. They happen in your life and you're well within your rights to, discuss those experiences. As long as your intentions are pure,
mhm,
you're telling your story in a way to help others, what you've discovered, regardless whether it impacts any other parties, involved in your experience. That's your experience. That's your view of the situation. And
mhm.
Destiny Unfiltered, I knew that in order for me to not be stagnant, to grow,
Right.
I had to remove that fear of worrying about what other
Mhm,
people thought. And I knew that there were other people that needed my stories. They needed
mhm.
my experiences to grow, to learn.
Right.
And the movement became when I decided to, okay, I'm gonna put in my time, my effort, and take action
Mhm,
and just be free. And that opportunity started to come. Our my relationship, of course, began to become stronger because
right.
I began to remove the things that didn't matter. I recognized, what added value, what didn't add value. I spoke about
Mhm.
it. I
Right.
speak about it. And the words of my soul, even writing that book, it's just that was my truth. I've always been writing poetry and writing, but they've
Okay.
always been writing for myself, to
Right.
myself, and
Right.
sharing it with the world is a huge thing for me. And it's just like that's the movement, encouraging people. You don't have to keep anything inside. You could share that. Those are your gifts. Those are your, you know what I mean. It's your purpose to
Absolutely.
share.
So yeah, I wanted to know like what exactly birthed it. Like where did it like what story did you feel like you needed to share? Where did this come from?
The story of pure love,
Mhm.
the story of finding someone that you can be vulnerable with. That's your best friend that you're transparent with, you're consistent with, you respect. I had never experienced that. And the way in which I view him as my husband, as my king, and the way that I
Mhm.
speak to him, and that I'm in tune, that's lacking. I feel, in
Mhm.
our world, as far as
Mhm.
relationships go, you
What
have
way
so
do you
many.
speak to him?
You say again?
You said the way that you speak to him.
I speak to him as a king. I speak to
Okay.
him. I don't treat him. I just feel like in relationships, depending on whether it's a king, a man, a boy, there's different ways that you speak, to your
Mhm.
partner, that you handle situations. It's more so with using an elevated mindset, more being
Mhm.
in tune, more outside of self. There's so many people in relationships that I feel like don't last because they're thinking about themselves. Well, it's not you
Mhm.
anymore. It's you and a partner. It's you and someone else that you have to think about. So the way that
Mhm.
you speak to them, you have to be able to speak to someone the way that you will prefer someone to speak to you. You have to
Mhm.
be able to be in tune with them the way you wish for them to be in tune with you. You have to lead by example.
Right.
And
And is there
I
like an
found myself
example
doing that.
like you have, like, you know, how you can compare your situation to others who may not be talking or speaking the same way that you do? Is there a specific example that you can kind of give?
Love languages, as far as
Okay.
what was, I mean, your question was, is there an
Basically,
example?
you say you speak to him like a king. What is
Okay.
the example? Show us what speaking to a man like a king looks like or sounds like.
Okay, so I'll reference my book in
Okay.
that situation. So the very last chapter, there's a poem called Great Minds, and the situation is the um, the woman is home. You know, who I refer to as the queen. She's home. She's cooking. You know, she's doing her thing. The king comes home. He doesn't speak to her right away.
Mm-hmm.
Comes in. You know, he's had a rough day in his mind. He's had a rough day. He just wants to get home to the peace of his home. So he needs to compose himself. He comes home, he doesn't say anything, he goes straight to the back. Um, an elevated mindset and being able to be in tune with your partner and think outside of self would be, let him get situated, let him get comfortable, and
That's
just be
so true.
present for him, because you know that this is your king and he needs you. Maybe he doesn't know exactly what words to say, maybe he's not ready to talk, but when he is ready for talk, he needs you to be present. So if you know that when he comes home, you know he's gonna want to eat, or he's gonna want to have something to drink or something like that, so he can be settled. You're so in tune with him, you know this.
Mm-hmm.
But someone not on an elevated mindset, someone not thinking in regards of a partner, right, would react to him not speaking, instead of looking at the big picture, the possibility that maybe he went through something and he needs me. Someone that's not thinking outside of themselves would take it personally. How
Mm-hmm.
did you come home and you didn't speak, and that's rude, and
That
you know,
is
and in
so
that poem,
true.
the queen knows, okay, he's had a rough day, he didn't say anything. She knows this is not the norm. She knows that something's on his mind, and she's thinking outside. Even if she was excited to see him and he doesn't say anything, she can
Yeah.
take it personal. She knows it's bigger than her.
That's really good. That's so, so true. And that's real love.
And the
Like,
same with women. A man on a woman who's had a stressful day, and she comes home and she sits down and her partner comes and he rubs her shoulders. It's an unspoken thing, you know. It's an unspoken. You like, you're in tune. You recognize, all right, my partner
mm-hmm.
needs this. Maybe you have one partner that cooks all the time, and the other partner recognizes she looks tired, so I'm gonna cook. No, you rest. No,
Right.
you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean. It's just the understanding of one another, compassion for one another, and just being in tune and present. Because
Mm-hmm.
when you do that, what are you what is that to argue about? What is that being happy about?
Right.
You know, you're
Exactly.
blissful.
Right. And since we were talking about your book, there is some type of typing noise in the background. I'm not sure what that is. Um I,
Yeah, I hear that. I thought that
you hear
was, I
that
don't know if
too?
that was on your end, or but I hear
Oh,
something
no.
crackling.
Yeah, it's kind of crackly. But anyway, while we were talking about your book, I noticed that you did have a book signing this weekend. Was that the Words of My Soul book signing?
It was. It was the Words of My Soul book signing. Yes.
Okay, and did you want to go ahead and paste that? I don't know what that noise is. Let me see if it's mine real quick. That actually could have been mine.
Yeah. When you press, did you
Yeah,
press
when
mute?
I
Because
pressed
I didn't
mute.
hear it.
Yeah, I didn't hear it anymore. That's weird. So anyway, I want to go ahead. I'm gonna take this out.
Okay, I
Can
think
you
it
hear it
went
now?
away. Oh, I still hear
Oh, I took the wrong thing out. Hold on.
it. Technology. I can't hear you.
I said I done took my hard drive out. Anyway, So yes, since we got that, I can still hear it. That's really weird.
I think that audio is a little bit echoey. The audio was better, even though I heard the crackling. The audio was
Mhm.
better with it.
The audio is better. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, can you hear it now?
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
hear
I'm gonna have to figure this out. But I sound better though, right?
you. Yeah, you do.
Okay, so while I'm up here, I want to go ahead and I want to put your website in.
Okay.
Um, and that's where your book is located, right?
So my book is on. It's on Amazon, the paper
Okay.
book, and I posted the link in the chat. I don't know if you can
Oh,
see
you
that
did? Let me see. Oh, can't even see the background thing. Okay. No, I don't. Oh, you posted the link in the chat on StreamYard?
on Streamyard. Yes.
Okay. Let me
But
see, because
here,
I
let me
like
put it.
for them to, yeah, I
Let me
don't. Oh,
put it
okay,
in
perfect
chat.
chat. Okay, gotcha. I'm gonna put this on the actual link that we're streaming from right now. So let's
Okay.
see. Let me see 1 second, just so people can get a chance to look at that book, because what you were saying about basically it was just selflessness and thinking about your partner before you're thinking about yourself. So I just posted it right there. Let me see. And then hopefully people can
Okay.
okay, there it is. The words of my soul, it came up so that people can be able to just really find you. And then you have a website as well, destinytaylor.com.
I do. DestiniTaylor.com. Yes.
Okay, let me put that up
So
there
I
as
have
well.
on that
Hmm.
website. I'm going to put because I need to update the website actually, but I'm going.
Hmm.
My podcast is on there. I have a podcast as well where I speak about just different
Hmm.
things for queens and for kings and
Hmm.
affirmations and I just started my whole weekly lineup. I'm like, I need to make this more organized as I'm unfiltered.
Okay, got you.
And
Okay,
I
yeah.
was like, okay, I can be unfiltered, but let me try to organize a little bit. So
Hmm.
I came up with a weekly lineup, like word of the day, Wednesdays,
Got you.
just to help elevate anyone who listens to it. My whole purpose is just to add value, whether it's within yourself,
Hmm.
whether it's,
Right.
your thought process with relationships.
Okay, and are you a coach? I saw something you said something about booking a let me see, you said booking something.
Yeah, I do mindset transformation
Mindset
coaching and
transformation.
self healing.
Okay.
Through just natural means, healing your inner traumas by addressing them. And sometimes you just meditation practices that you can use to channel what the source is of what you're feeling and learn how to forgive yourself and forgive others
Mhm.
so you can truly move forward without, they have all these doctors and medications and there's so many things that I feel that you can heal within yourself. It just takes some time. It just takes some effort,
Right.
some prayer, some
Do you do do
meditation.
you do you deal with men and women, or just really women when it comes to those
Men
calls?
and women.
Men and women. And they can
Yeah,
just
I
find you
try
on
to make
Destiny
it
Taylor.
empowering. I rarely hear. I hear women empowerment often, and I
Mhm.
hear every now and then something for men, but I rarely hear things available for both men and women from coming from
Yes.
one source. And I always pride myself. I always wanted to be a person that can speak to both men and women, even though I'm a female.
Right.
I have what I call girl guy mind.
Mhm. Okay. You can think like a man and a woman is what you're trying to say.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's beneficial. Yes. But anyway, Destiny, I really appreciate you giving us your time today. Like I said before, I know that you were super busy with your book signing, everything, and other things this weekend. So please keep in touch. And if anyone is interested in having a call with Destiny, you can visit her at destinytaylor.com. Is there anything else you want to say before we leave?
Um, I appreciate the opportunity to, to be able to expand, my voice and for people for me to add value to more people.
Absolutely.
That's my goal.
Absolutely. So bye everyone. We will see you next time.
Bye. Thank you.